The BBC says Rule Britannia and Land of Hope and Glory will be sung in full at next year's Proms. Reports suggested the lyrics would be dropped from this year's Last Night because of sensitivity about Britain's imperial past. And the Prime Minister today said it's time the UK stopped what he called its cringing embarrassment about its history. But the BBC's outgoing Director General, Lord Hall, said the decision to perform next month only orchestral versions was a creative one because coronavirus restrictions made it impossible to put on a full choral performance. Here's our Media Editor, Amol Rajan.
The Promenade concerts, or Proms, are among the most British of modern traditions. First staged in 1895, their uproarious climax includes the songs Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia. The lyrics of the latter include the assertion that Britons never, never, never shall be slaves. Proudly sung for over a century, the lyrics hark back to the era of naval conquest in which they were written.
The rules are
over the past few months, many broadcasts, including the BBC's, have adapted because of the pandemic.
Is it not time to allow people to make decisions?
But with no audience in the Albert Hall and just a few socially distant singers, the BBC says that for practical rather than philosophical reasons, the words will this year be dropped. Was there a discussion at the BBC about dropping those songs because of their association with Britain's imperial past?
They've come to the right conclusion, which is actually...
So there was a discussion. There was a discussion about it.
The whole thing has been discussed by David and his colleagues. Of course it has. But look, the point is they've come to the right conclusion, which is it's very, very hard in an Albert Hall that takes over 5,000 people to have the atmosphere of the last night of the Proms and to have things where a whole audience normally sing along. It's quite hard creatively, artistically, to make that work. And I think they've come to the right conclusion, which is actually to include it instrumentally, and who knows what will happen next year rather. I suspect it'll be back.
Some argue that a modern, multicultural country shouldn't be celebrating empire.
I went to the Proms when I was a child in the 1970s, and I was surprised to hear that song sung. So the fact that the conversation's happening now, many people would say it was long overdue.
Back from holidays, the Prime Minister says this is nonsense.
If it is correct that the BBC is saying that they will not sing the words of Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia as they traditionally do at the end of last night of the Proms, I think it's time we stopped our cringing embarrassment about our history, about our traditions and about our culture, and we stop this general bout of self-recrimination and wetness.
A story in the Sunday papers lights up on social media and then spills out onto other front pages. Something strange is happening here. Call it our historical reckoning, or a culture war, if you will. There are those who argue that it's a fuss intended to distract us from other, bigger problems. Either way, such controversies offer everyone, whatever their politics, a chance to display their own moral certainty on the issue of the day. This evening, the BBC has confirmed that the lyrics to these two songs will be sung at the last night of the Proms next year. Amol Rajan, BBC News.